Hello, good day everyone. This is Dr. Mukund. Welcome to my Road Dog podcast. Today we're gonna finally talk about the final episode of this season of healing, right? So, yeah, for me, let's just call the final episode so that we can close this healing series. So, I call it Growth After Pain, turning scars into strength. So that's the theme of the episode. Before diving into this episode, I would love to thank you all for people who are listening from all across the globe. I would like to announce it that we are currently live in almost 20 countries. So, yeah, once upon a time when I just started this, I was like only like one or two countries, but yeah, I think I have started this in around May or June 2025, and by the way, on the day I am recording is January 19, 2026. So these are the stats. Okay, by this time we are already live in 20 countries, and we are going pretty good. And I really thank you all for tuning in. And if you have any comments, suggestions, you can reach out in respective platforms you use it. So yeah, there you go. Very grateful for this experience. Yeah, being said, we will dive into our episode. Growth after pain, turning scars into strength. And guys, before we dive into this episode, I would love to suggest you all to take time and make sure you are in a peaceful state, calm state as much as possible, because I think these are one of those kind of episodes where you need to really pay attention for everything I'm going to discuss right now. And I'm gonna start with a story first. This is a real story happened recently on January 3, 2026 in front of my eyes. So I witnessed the story. So I would like to share it first with you all, and then I will also discuss a little bit of medical facts and so on and so forth. So you will have a clear cut idea of what I am trying to give you insights on. So let's just say story 1 and story 2, right? So that we can avoid confusion. So, story 1, right? This happened in real life, okay? On January 3rd, 2026. Story 1, okay? I was at a coffee shop, right? It's a open coffee shop kind of a thing nearby nearby the main highways or a roadside kind of a thing, okay? So it was a decent coffee shop, and I was just arrived to the coffee shop, and then I just ordered my coffee, and I was just waiting for a coffee, okay? And then 5 minutes later, right, a woman who is actually working in the coffee shop approached me. I think the woman will be somewhere in her early 30s or something, okay? Yeah, for reference purpose. She works there actually, and then she was actually trying to maybe talk to me for some medical advice or something. She was actually hesitating, and then I said, "Hi, can I help you with anything?" And she said, "Yes, doctor. I just want one small medical advice." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, sure, no problem. Uh, Please go ahead, ask whatever you have in your mind." And she said, doctor, my 14-year-old daughter has issue with her teeth, and we are thinking to go to the hospital and get it sorted. What do you suggest? And since beauty and aesthetics are important for women, and being a mother of a daughter, she's kind of concerned. And then I asked this question. I asked, how old are you? And she said, she's in her early 30s. And what is your daughter's age? I asked. 14. Huh? I was so surprised. You have a 14-year-old daughter. So then I asked follow-up question, which means you got married early on. And she said yes. And she also mentioned that she did not have any education or much. That's why I made sure my daughters are studying well, doing well in life, and so on and so forth. And I was pretty much surprised actually. Both husband and wife are working at the cafe and making a decent living. And she even disclosed that they were actually coming from very financially very low kind of situation, but we always try to work hard on our own terms and make money as much as possible for our daughters education and well-being and so on and so forth. Then I'm like, okay, I mean, her situations were actually not in control. And by the way, don't think that husband is a bad guy. Husband is also really good guy. I did talk with the husband too. Both were working there, but the problem was they got married early on. That's why they are having very hard time navigating through life. That's the thing. But this is the beautiful part. I gave the suggestion when to do, what to do with her daughter. Aesthetics, 14-year-old is not that it's too young to do anything. So I told wait for X amount of time and then proceed with whatever necessary to do, right? So yeah, and then moving on, she was very happy by listening to my education, and she even asked what could have been done. And I asked, like, are you really wants to make your children lives better or not? I asked a simple question. She simply answered, I am actually living only for them. Okay. So, and then she proceeded to tell everything we are doing is for children, everything we are working, and so on and so forth. And I will do my best to educate them as much as they can. And I gave them one piece of advice since they asked. I told them in India, especially in this area, there is a tendency that they're gonna marry them way too quickly because they might for all wrong reasons, by the way. That's what I'm worried about. If a girl wants to get married early on, that's fine, but parents want to get hitched to some other random dude because their daughter is getting old or something. For all the wrong reasons. I'll give some examples of wrong reasons, like we can't afford, we can't make sure to take care of our daughter, etc., so on and so forth, and so on. So all the wrong reasons, let's just say. Then I told mom that listen carefully. If your daughters are really interested in studying, let them study. Do not interpret or interrupt their studies for marriage or anything until at least 25 to 27 years of age. After that, your daughter can make her own decisions. Actually, even before she can make on her own decisions, but in India, usually they don't give that level of autonomy at early age, especially to girl childs. Things are changing at this point of time. which I am very happy for that. But mostly in some areas, the thing with autonomy and decision making are still stuck with their parents for some reason. I think it should be better if they have their own decision making from 20 years at least. But come on, we cannot change everyone at one single day. But that's what I suggested, and she was very happy to hear all this. She was good. The mom was very like, yes, doctor, we will do that. We will not force into marriages or anything. And yeah, that was good conversation, right? She has like, see, now coming to our point, she has all the reasons to actually go in a wrong direction. She has brutal amount of pain. She has all the difficult situations, this, that, and you name it. Her life is actually very, very difficult. But she did not blame anyone. She did not do anything. She was very aware. Mom was like very aware. And she took and changed that in pain into her responsibility, and that responsibility into courage. That's a beautiful part, isn't it? That was, I was like, uh, very happy to see such kind of people in general. Like, wow, that's real life examples. I'm like, wow. And I even told her, like, if ever I come here to this coffee shop and you need any advice, just feel free to ask, no problem. Don't hesitate. That's what I said. And then after a few minutes, she continued her with her work. Okay, that's story number one. What is the synopsis of story number one? Is simply a person, a woman, turned her pain into responsibility, and then responsibility into courage. That's the key thing. And here is our beautiful second story, the worst one, I should say. Heads up. Okay, the second story. Just literally after 10 minutes later, a random woman approached me. As she's not working anything, she came to me with a neonatal baby, like only months old kind of a baby, in her hands, and then came to me. I was like, okay. And then she asked, sir, I did not eat anything. Can I have some food? I thought, okay, maybe they were like going through very difficult situation. So they are not asking money but food. Then I was like, okay, fine. Then I said, yeah, sure. You want food, right? Okay, I'll order something. You can sit here and you can have some food, no problem. I'll pay for it. Less cost. Literally, after once I said that, a bunch of teenage girls came on with her, and she called like teenage girls from, hey, come, come, come. And then I saw all these teenage girls were actually going to school and studying because they don't look like what we call begging or something or such thing. No, I mean, I was like, what is happening? I asked her, woman, how old are you? You have a kid? How old are you? And she said she's 22. 22. Okay. Where is your husband? She said, my husband is working. Okay, fine, good. Uh, then I proceeded to ask, is this really your baby? And yeah, she shown the baby, and the facial features are matching, by the way. So yeah, fine, at least. And then I asked this question, okay, you are begging, literally. Even though you look healthy, you just delivered a baby and all these things. Got it. But why are you making those three teen girls to come with you? And then I asked a simple question. I talked with the three teen girls. Girls, how are you related to this woman? And they said this woman stays nearby their home somewhere. And this woman told these girls that you can get free money if you just come and stand behind me. Then I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's a child exploitation right there. Being a woman, you are already exploiting three other women. And guys, those are like literal teenage girls. They don't know what is right, what is wrong. And then I stopped talking with 22-year-old woman. I told, can you please close your mouth? I need to talk with this three teenage kids. And I went on asking questions like, where do you study? What do you do? What did your parents do? Did your parents know that you are doing all these things? And they told, yes, we are studying, we are going to school, because they don't look like beggars or looking for money kind of stuff. Absolutely not. They look very decent, very normal. So then I asked, why did you join her? You have a decent family. Maybe you have a little financial struggles, fine. But you have a decent family and you have everything you needed. Why? Then they simply quoted, quote unquote, this so called sister brought us here telling she will buy us something. And then she told us to just stand behind her. That's it. And and then I told three little girls to, girls, you need to go home now. You go home. I need to talk with this 22-year-old woman. And then send them home. And I also told them, if you ever associate with this kind of woman, I will personally come to you wherever you are staying and then talk to your parents that you are doing this kind of thing, right? And they said, no, sir, no, don't do that. We don't know that she's the one who is dragging us into this and blah blah blah. So, anyways, I told girls, you go study, focus on your education, not this nonsense. And then I sent those girls off. Now, this 22-year-old woman, I literally said, you ask for food, right? Now I cancel the order. Now you are not getting anything. Because, listen, I told, you need to learn one thing. If you want to choose begging as a financial source, with all due respect to you, do whatever you want. That's your life. You are capable enough of thinking, you are capable enough of making decisions, so on and so forth. But if you ever try to exploit children or teens any time, any other time, and if I see that nearby surroundings, I guarantee you, you will end up in jail. I personally gonna take control of this and make sure you will not ever even think about this kind of a thing. And then I told her to, you need to leave. No food, nothing. You have to leave now. I thought you were going through a difficult situation, but it was turned out to be a bigger lie. So you need to leave. And then she left. And here is the thing, guys. The same pain, the same difficult situations, this woman turned into financial leverage by just choosing a shortcut instead of working or doing anything, which is bad. And even when we had that conversation, I even asked, do you have any financial problems or anything? They were like, she was like, not financial problems, but that is the only financial source she's actually thinking about. That is the problem, the real problem. Because she looks pretty healthy and she can work, that I can tell. Do something in with her life. But she chose, that's her choice, anyways. But this is, see, this is the reason why you gotta be very careful, right? Whom we help, why we help. Because some people get used to shortcuts. And the second woman, like I said in the story, she's very used to these shortcuts. Instead of working or doing something for herself, she was just going through a shortcut and making money. And now, guys, now we compare the story 1 and story 2. The difference is this, the core thing. Both women hardships, yes. Early adulthood pressure, yes. Limited privilege to finances, yes. But here is the truth: pain doesn't destroy lives, but what we do with pain does. One woman used the pain to protect the next generation. The other woman used to pull others down with her. Same pain, different orientation. I hope you are understanding my point. So this is not about judging any people or anybody, guys. Don't take in a personal way. But the whole theme of this is to understand the point that hard things do exist, difficult things do exist, things do happen. It will take time to heal from it. Sure, definitely. But what you want to become after a certain point is still in our hands. Some people choose shortcuts. Some people turns scars into strength. Some into excuses. And that's the thing I'm trying to focus on. So I hope if anyone going through difficult situations in life, I hope you get the strength and then do something with it. If you are listening to this and you are going through pain right now, remember this: you don't need to be perfect, you don't need to be powerful, but you do need to be very responsible for yourself. Because healing is not about erasing scars, guys. Letting the scars, it's about not letting the scars destroy the future of yours or anyone else. This is not a motivation, this is basically lived truth which happened in front of my eyes. So, yeah, that's why I like to tell this. I would love to go to the medical part as well, but I think uh, this is good enough. So, maybe, okay, why not uh, close this here then, instead of, you know, using medical metaphors. Because I think at this point, if I go through medical terms, I think you people will get really bored listening everything. So yeah, so let me just give you one last message for this, and then we can close this. Your scars are not the end of the story, guys. They are just the beginning of your strength. So keep doing the inner work, and all the best for your future. I know you'll all come through this difficult phase of your life. It's just part of a life. So that's all from me for the final episode. And once again, I would like to thank everyone who is listening from all those countries, taking your valuable time and listening and paying attention. Really means a lot. And I keep continuing my work, so on and so forth. And in future, we will have even more discussions. Maybe our comment sessions will be enabled probably in podcast too. So yeah. And if you want to follow me on my socials, you can find it anywhere on the descriptions, or just in my podcast channel itself or show. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll catch you up in future episodes or future seasons in my Road Dog podcast. This is Dr. Mukund, aka Dr. M. Rider, signing off. Peace.